Okay, so you've been doing your research, and now you've learned all kinds of interesting things. You've learned about the basics of your concept, the nuances of your concept, arguments regarding your concept, opinions about your concept, things that are loosely related to or based on your concept. In short, you've learned more than you know what to do with. It's okay. Now that you've gathered information from the world over, it's time to step back. It's time to look at what you have. And it's time to focus that information all on one thing: your concept. Now, this can seem difficult, but just try to think of your paper as a knit sweater. It's all created out of one thread. If you step back and look for that common thread in your research, you'll be able to unravel it fairly easily. Not sure how to find that thread? That's okay. There are many methods that enable you to get out of your own head, step back, and look at your information from an outside perspective. First, let's take a look at a composition concept called mind mapping. Mind mapping lets you draw connections between the different information that you get in your research. So if you just start creating a web that connects what kind of information you're finding, you might be able to find what common thread they all have. Now, if you want to create a mind map, there are several different methods available. You can use whiteboards, pen and paper, or you can use a mind mapping website. A really great one with a free basic plan is called MindMeister. Here's a link to MindMeister in case you're interested. Another way to focus your concept is to try freewriting. Freewriting is writing anything that you can think of concerning your subject without worrying about form, connection, or anything else. Once you've engaged in free writing and you've written and written until there's absolutely nothing else about your research that you can think of that actually has anything to do with your topic, you can step away for a moment. Just stop, go get a snack, drink some water, check your email. Spend a little time away from it. Just spend some time when you're not thinking about it. After you spent that time away, come back to your writing, but bring something that helps you organize it. This can be different colored pencils, highlighters, post-it tabs. This way, whenever you see something that connects to something else in any way, all you have to do is highlight it, underline it, tab them in the same color. This enables you to see how much of your information actually has something in common. Then you step back and ask yourself the important question: what is it that all of these have in common? Then you'll have your focus. If mind mapping and free writing aren't really your thing, there's another way to focus the common thread within the sweater that is your research: by identifying your research topics. In order to do this, simply read your sources, whether they're online, in print, everything. Read each one carefully. Once you've read it, write down the main idea of that source and keep doing that for every source. Then you just organize those main topics that you've written down. If you can organize it by grouping it, such as stacking physically, putting them into computer folders that are the same, based on the same topics. You can make a list, a handwritten list of what goes where. Basically, you're organizing your sources in a way that shows what they have in common with each other. For example, if 3 of your sources all have to do with college students, they're going to be grouped together. Then you could do another group that has all your sources that have to do with college professors, and so on. Once you've grouped your articles, then the next question to ask yourself is, of course, what do all of these topic groups have in common? What is the one thing they all deal with? Once you have that question answered for any of these methods, you're going to have your focus. Whatever method of focusing your concept that you're going to choose, just make sure that you find the one that's right for you. If you have trouble with one, try another. Use one to identify the common thread in your research, and this will prepare you for the assignment that we're going to have on the next module page. Don't think you can do it? This motivational penguin sure thinks you can.